You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Sending me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. We are continuing on with Diego's path, and yeah, it got a little bit spicy at the end there, so let's continue on, shall we? Oh my goodness. Maybe I should, let's see. How many sequences? Fast forwarding, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and continue right here. I'm gonna have a decent amount of editing to do probably, so, yeah. Alright, Diego reached down and picked me up off the floor, shifting me to a relaxed position on the couch. I watched in anticipation, wondering what he was going to do next. I think we can all guess. Oh yeah, oh my god. Diego began grabbing the underwear and sliding it down, and then revealing the blender. He took a washcloth and started cleaning the blender off, and he was very satisfied, so a look of satisfaction spread across his face. It turned out, however, that this wasn't what he was after today. My position was such that I could see him through the window cleaning the blender, and he was getting very, very into it. And I started to question a few of my life choices. He knelt down, and he got some more cleaning supplies from the kitchen cabinet, and then I watched as he started wiping in a circular motion with his tongue, which I thought was really odd for him to do to a blender, and it sent a shiver through my body, and it left the surrounding glass very slick. It looked wonderful. You taste good. Is there anywhere that doesn't taste good? You're invited to find out. He continued to play with the blender for several moments before he began trying to clean the inside of it, including the blade, with his tongue. And I said, "Oh, wow, that is a very bad idea." And he said, because he was cleaning it with his tongue and he could not talk properly. So he grabbed the base of the blender and he pressed his thumb against the different buttons just to be sure it wasn't plugged in, but I told him that he should probably check the wall outlet because it's fucking stupid not to check the wall outlet before you stick your goddamn tongue in the blender. And now sufficiently lubricated, Diego gently inserted the fruit into the blender. I told him he should probably put the ice in first, but he just gave me the middle finger. So he continued doing this for several minutes before he pulled back and began removing his clothes, which I thought was very odd, but to each their own. Maybe it was a hot day. I should know this because I was standing outside at the time. Ready for this, bud? I thought it was really odd that he was now talking to the blender, completely naked, with his tongue inside of it. And this moment was something I'd fantasized about so many times over so many long years. Oh, I don't know why. I think there was something wrong with me at the time. Possibly now still, so I probably do need to book a therapy session, or a few. I wanted this so bad. I wanted him to do it. I wanted him to use the blender. Yeah, definitely need to see a therapist. Please? Please, the blender started talking. Please use me. Speak up, I didn't hear you. Quit messing around and fuck me already. What are you gonna do if I don't, huh? I really started to freak out. I guess the acid was already starting to kick in at the time. Because the blender started talking back, and the blender apparently wanted to be fucked, which I thought was also a bad idea because blades. I remembered I also took some ketamine as well, so bad things are probably going on in my head right now. I should definitely see a therapist and probably go to probably get some kind of addiction help after this, because I am apparently addicted to acid and ketamine, and my friend is addicted to fucking blenders. This is it, huh? I can hardly believe this is finally happening. I smiled back at Diego. I could hardly wait. I began to lower myself using gravity to do some squats in place while I watched him mount the blender. I was very, very confused and upset, and possibly also a little turned on at the time because I was a fucked up person and I was on drugs. Oh my god. Oh, hell yeah! He somehow successfully managed to mount the blender, and I was wondering about all of my life choices at this point. So I began crying gently and thinking of, I don't know, the wonderfulness of the night sky, and despite the fact that it was daytime, and that, I had nothing better going on in my life right now besides watching my friend fuck a blender. So, he started crushing the ice with his tool, and then he poured the fruit in, and he put the fruit in, and then he put the, like, fruit juice in, and it was really good. And, yeah, let's get past this already. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. The two of us shared a shower, helping one another to get those hard-to-reach spots, and to make sure we didn't miss any patches of our mutual mess. I had work soon, and he left hers would be mortifying. That was great. I hope I lived up to your expectations. It did, and then some. Thank you, Diego. Nah, thank you. You did all the work. It's your turn next time. Doing all the work, or taking the knot? I don't know. Both. I look forward to it. Anyway, I'm due to start pretty soon. I wouldn't want to be late. Fair enough. I'll probably train for a few hours while you're gone. We kind of got sidetracked with the sparring, although I'm really glad we did. Can't blame you for that one. Diego. Good luck with the training. I'll see you later. See you then. Arriving at Ty's, Russell was once again manning the counter with Ty nowhere to be seen. I could only assume he was working in the kitchen like before. I put my belongings beneath the counter and said hello to Russell. Hey, Brian, what's wrong? Huh? What do you mean, what's wrong? You're walking kind of weird, dude. Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. My fears had come true. I had arrived at work walking in a manner reminiscent of Logan, although not for the reasons I had anticipated. You didn't, hurt yourself training with Diego, did you? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But I'm okay, just a little sore. I'll take your word for it, my dude. Has today been busy? Only just started myself. Only the one customer yet, man. Looking around the bar for his customer, I was surprised to see it was a familiar face. He noticed me and approached the counter, walking similar to how I had been. Hey, Brian. Oh, Logan, it's you. You seem to be walking a bit better today. About as well as you. I'm still a little sore, but I'm okay. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing better. What brings you here? Is Diego working today? Nah, he has time off during the tournament. He's back home training right now. I see. Well, I wanted to thank you both for yesterday. It was really nice of you to help me out. It was the least we could do, and I know Diego would say the same. I appreciate it. It was no trouble at all, really. Say, would you like to come and watch Diego in the semifinals? I'm sure he'd appreciate you coming to cheer him on. Wouldn't that be weird? Not at all. Russell over here was his first opponent, and he's been coming to watch. That's right, man. It's totally cool, dude. No shame in supporting your friends. Friends. I'll think about it. What? You don't want friends? I don't know. I'm not very good in social situations. Well, the last thing we want is to put any pressure on you, but the invitation is there. All right. Thank you for the offer. It's no trouble. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'll see you around. See ya. All right, Logan. See you next time. Later, dude. That guy's some interesting dress sense. Says you, Mr. Unbuttoned Tropical Shirts. That's totally my trend, dude. Yeah, if you fell into a time machine and woke up 40 years ago, it's coming back, man. Mark my words. My threads are totally going to be the talk of the town. The sudden sound of the kitchen door behind us caught our attention. Oh, good afternoon, Brian. How are you today? He hurt himself training with Diego. Oh, dear. Do you need some time off? What? No, I'm fine. I'm just a little sore is all. No big deal. Well, I'm glad to hear it. What exactly happened? Oh, he got a few good punches on me, that's all. I'm all right. You're walking funny because he punched you. Yes, and we definitely don't need to keep talking about it. Huh. Well, anyway, if it is no trouble, would you mind if we had a quick chat in the kitchen? Those eyebrows. Those eyebrows! You watch those eyebrows, mister. Oh, sure. Lead the way. We both arrived in the kitchen where Ty led me to a far corner where we'd been out of earshot of Russell, when he then turned to me and began letting me in on what was going on. Sorry to pull you aside like this, but it is a private matter between us. It's no trouble. What's up? Well, how do I say this? This might be a bit of a shock for you to hear. Do you remember the other night when I dropped you back home? Yeah? Remember how we saw someone sitting by the river not far from your place? I do. Well, on my way back, they were still there. And, well, you know how I am, so I stopped to make sure they were all okay. Where's the story going? As it turned out, that person was Kyrex. Huh, okay. What'd you do, turn straight around and leave? I thought about it, but no. You see, something was off about him. He seemed a touch upset, and like the nosy old fool I am, I elected to find out why. Who cares, though? He's a dick. Perhaps. You have every right to feel that way. I thought the same way myself. He did not tell me a great deal at the time. He did not trust me, which is understandable given my association with Diego. But what little he did say piqued my curiosity. Of course, the rain started back up, but not before I convinced him to give me his phone number. Why? Something he said, I suppose. It seemed as though his perspective of what had happened between Diego and him was quite different from Diego's. I suppose I wanted to find out more. So yesterday, after the fight, I convinced him to visit me here, and we spoke for a good while. I asked him a lot of questions, and, in his credit, he answered them in a manner which seemed truthful. As a consequence, I am now of the belief that there is more to the whole situation than Diego has told us. Excuse me for saying so, but are you nuts? Diego would lie to us, Kyrex would, but Diego wouldn't. And I am not saying that he did either. To be clear, Diego has not misled us. Everything he has said is either fact or is accurate to his perspective. But you see, that is just the issue. It would seem that there is another side to that whole story. So what is it then? I'm afraid I cannot tell you, at least not yet. I gave Kyrex my word that the content of our conversations would remain between us. Rather, I wanted to let you in on my plan. Your plan? You're plotting some shit again? Unfortunately, yes. Simply put, something I learned from my conversations with Kyrex is that the two of them rarely ever spoke in a manner one would consider constructive. Kyrex in particular had a tendency to bottle things up. He did not know how to communicate with Diego and truthfully the blame for that lies on his shoulders. But he had a side in all of it too. From Diego's perspective, yes, Kyrex was horrible to him, but from Kyrex's, things were a bit more complicated than that. Crucially, there are some questions on all of this too. Some things that do not quite connect. I feel as though Kyrex has told me more or less everything there is to tell. I think Diego holds the answers to those questions. I think that Kyrex has the answers to a lot of Diego's questions as well. As such, I think it would be best for us to try and facilitate some kind of conversation between the two, to ease the bad blood and to provide them both with some closure. And you're wanting me to help you with this? Am I right? It would be in Diego's best interests, and I feel that your position would be advantageous in convincing him to participate. I was furious. Once again, Ty was trying to drag me into another of his schemes. Once again, I was privy to some secret I didn't want to keep. I was done being Ty's puppet. I wanted no part in all this. I wanted to tell Diego everything. No more secrets. Sorry, Ty, but I'm out. Do it yourself. Oh? Do you have any idea what kind of position you keep putting me in here? Asking me to keep secrets from my boyfriend? Using me as some kind of puppet to manipulate him? One of his biggest fears right now is that he'll face Kyrex in the tournament. A secret you're having me keep. And now you're wanting me to convince him to talk to Kyrex? No way. I'm done with this. Your meddling has gotten out of hand. I want absolutely no part in this. I am sorry. You're right. I only want to help, but even I know that my methods are a little unorthodox. Unorthodox? That's an understatement. Would it hurt you to mind your own business for once, to say it of other people's lives? I know, and I feel terrible. Please understand, Diego let me in on his side of things shortly before your arrival. I care for him, not only as a boss, but as a friend. But Diego's stubborn at the best of times. The best way, the only way I can help him is without him knowing until after the fact. But why drag me into it? Can't you see how much this sucks from my perspective? But look at all the good we have been able to do. Despite my methods, can you not see how this has all worked out for the best? Maybe it has, and don't get me wrong, I know all this comes from a good place. I'm thankful for what you've done. We're thankful for what you've done, but the schemes have to stop. Diego's at the end of his wick, and so am I. I'm done keeping secrets from him. When I finish work tonight, I'm going straight home and coming clean with him about all this once and for all. I only hope that he can forgive me. Please, at least give me a few days. Diego's time in the tournament is almost over. A few more days is all I need. And once this is all done, I promise, no more meddling. I will stay right out of it. No, I will not keep secrets from him a minute longer than I already have. Please, think about what is best for Diego. What is best for Diego is the truth. Yo, what's going on back here, dudes? Are you guys yelling about something? I apologize, Russell. It is a personal matter, but all is well. Well, okay then, I guess. Shall I give you dudes some space? I think we were done anyway. Right, Ty? Ty let out a long, melancholy sigh. Indeed, my apologies. I'm sorry, too. I blew up there a bit. I know you mean well, but I still meant what I said. I understand. With there being nothing left unsaid, I make my way back out to the bar to continue my work. Russell watched me as I walked by before returning to Ty with a shrug and following me back out. The atmosphere throughout the remainder of our shift was awkward. Russell tried his best to lighten the mood, but there was clearly tension between Ty and me. Nonetheless, we all performed our duties, and before I knew it, my shift had ended. I departed with nary a word, bracing myself for the conversation I was about to have with Diego. When I arrived, Diego was lazily relaxing on the couch awaiting my return. Upon seeing me, he perked up immensely with his tail wagging. It was adorable, and I felt bad for what was to come. Hey, Brian, how was work? It was, well, complicated. Huh? Well, what happened? I sat down on the spot beside Diego on the couch as we muted the show. He was watching in anticipation of our discussion. I wasn't looking forward to this, so I wanted to get it over as quickly as possible. I'll start with the good news, I guess. Logan came in today. He wanted me to pass on his thanks. He's walking better today. Oh, well, that's good. But then what's the bad news? Well, Ty pulled me aside today, let me in on another secret, and tried to involve me in another of his schemes. Of course he did. No doubt this scheme involved me, am I right? You are, but I told him I was done with all that. I don't want to keep secrets from you, even if it's supposed to help you. I want to be honest with you always. I think that's really important in a relationship. I agree. So what was he planning this time? Well, apparently he's been talking to Kyrax. Yo, what the fuck? The other night when he dropped me home, we spotted some guy by the riverside on the way. When he was headed back home, he decided to stop and check on them. It was Kyrax. Apparently the two got to talking. He wouldn't tell me what Kyrax said, but Ty somehow had it in his head that you and Kyrax talking would be the best thing for you both. Like, fuck it would be. After everything that asshole put me through, last thing I want to see is his ugly face again. Well, that's another thing. What's another thing? Another secret Ty wanted me to keep. It's like I said, I'm done keeping secrets from you. I never want to do that again. I don't care what Ty says. What is it? He's in the tournament, Diego, and as far as I know, he hasn't lost yet. How long have you known? A few days. I found out on my own. Ty even knew before I did. He urged me to keep it a secret. Told me to think of your progress and all that shit. It's like I said, I'm done with Ty's games. I told him to keep his nose out of your business. Out of our business. He promised me he would. And all this, once all this is blown over. Nonetheless, I refuse to help him with any of it. Being honest with you is so much more important. I've hated being put in this position. Diego took a deep breath, composing himself before he responded. Thank you. You're not mad at me? You have every right to be. No, I'm not. I know what Ty is like. Playing his games is a slippery slope. Hell, I've been in your position before. Oh? There was this shareholder a good while back, causing us some grief. Ty tried to drag me into it. I did, for a bit, but like you, I stopped. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. Got a bit of editing to do on this video. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. Sure, a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.